So hello, my name's Peter Millward and welcome to a jam-packed day full of debate from all of us at the Football Collective. It's been a big week that's seen Paul Widdop move to become chair of our fantastic research network. I know you'll join me in wishing him all the success we know that will continue from Dan Parnell's outstanding tenure as the Football Collective's founding chair. Today we celebrate the old and the new, and we have a jam-packed full day of events and debate with 5 whole sessions spread across the day. From the morning and the afternoon. Following this debate at 11 a.m, we have an event celebrating the anniversary of the first of the European Championships for Women on the 27th of May 1984. So that makes it 36 years old, which was the England women's team's highest placing at a major tournament. This session's chaired by Alex Colvin. I'm incredibly excited to announce that at 1 p.m. we have the team from the Fantastic Females collaboration, which details women and girls' experience of European football fan culture in a debate chaired by Jess Richards. At 2 p.m, we have the start of a grassroots football doubleheader with the first session chaired by Dan Parnell and the following one at 3 p.m, chaired by Danny Fitzpatrick. We'd love you to join us for all of the day or just from your chosen sessions. We just ask one thing, and that's what we've just been talking about, which is please ensure your microphones are muted whilst the speakers talk. So on to the session, entitled Fan-Owned Clubs, National and International Perspectives, which I'm delighted to be chairing. On the panel today, I'm delighted to welcome Luke Cox, who's Director of the English fan-owned team Worcester City FC and Communications Officer for Supporters Direct Europe. Jonathan Ervine, who's on the board of the Welsh fan-owned team CPD Bangor 1876 FC, and you can see the scarf behind Jonathan. He's a lecturer at Bangor University, and Fabian Fritz, who coordinates educational work at the Museum of the iconic German football fan club FC Pauli, St. Pauli. I'll ask the first set of questions and I'll open them up to the virtual floor. To get my attention, please send a message in the box down the side of the screen. So, panellists, could I hand over to you to say a little bit more about yourselves, your expertise and the football organisations you're representing? We'll start with maybe Jonathan.
Okay, so in a lot of ways my involvement in the Football Collective has been initially to do with my interest in French football, but it's also been a forum where at recent conferences I've been very interested to hear about fan-owned football, and within the last year and a half I've become involved in the local fan-owned club here, Bangor 1876 in North Wales, founded in April of last year, and within the last week been crowned Gwynedd League champions, 5th tier of Welsh football, so I've had a very exciting first season, and along the way it's been great to form links with other people involved in fan-owned clubs through the Football Collective and other groups as well.
Excellent. And now we'll hand over to Fabian.
Yeah. Hello guys. So I work around the, as you said, the iconic German football club FC St. Pauli, founded in 1910, and I say that I work around the club because technically I work for the museum of the club, and that's a fan-owned museum. So we set up our own club, or let's say organization, for the museum to keep the history of that club, keep the politics and all that stuff. And what I do there is I welcome school classes every week, not during the Corona time, of course. And that's I could say that we run a study support center. I think that's the official name that you use in the UK for that. And we do courses about racism, about sexism. We do courses about the history of our club, but also about how football merchandise is produced in the third world and stuff like this. So that's one point. And in my academical career, I'm doing my PhD at the University of Hamburg about fan-owned clubs in England and their democratic structures and young people involved in the structures. So I think that's basically it.
Superb. Thank you, Fabian. And now we'll hand to Luke.
Yes, so I've been working for SD Europe since December last year, and I lead the organisation's communications. My involvement in fan ownership, my involvement in fan ownership started out when I was about 20, when I was at university, and I initially got involved with Worcester City Supporters Trust just to help out with their website, and you just get dragged into it further and further, as I'm sure many people have experienced, which sort of takes me to my position now where I sit on the board of the football club since it's been fan owned in the last year. So yeah, it's been a bit of a journey.
Fantastic. And Luke, Josh Dean just tells me as well, you've got a podcast coming out about your research in Sao Pauli coming out with us very soon.
Say that again, sorry.
You've got a podcast as well coming out with us very soon, a podcast episode.
Yeah, so it was we with SD Europe. We recently interviewed. It was Sandlanders. I don't know how many are aware of Sandlanders. They're the continental supporters organisation in Africa. So they do similar work to SD Europe, but in Africa. So they have a network of fan-owned clubs and supporters organisations that they're sort of helping, through the process into getting clubs into community ownership. And I had a very, very interesting chat with their general secretary about their work that they're involved in, and that'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Wow, that sounds absolutely fantastic. So thanks to all three of you. I've got a general question for all panelists to begin, which is what do you think are the social values of football and its fan activities at this time of crisis? So should we stay with Luke for that one?
Yeah, well, wow, you've got a very poignant question to begin on. As you say, you really see it in fan-owned football, just how important it is to people. Essentially fan-owned clubs, especially at Worcester City's level and Bangor's level, it's volunteer-led, and you really see it's demonstrated so strongly how much the pride and passion, but also commitment to the community is that's sort of channeled through football. This was mentioned in one of the last football collective sessions a couple of weeks ago, but with SD Europe we worked on a map with FSE, which highlights the work of member-run clubs and supporters organisations across Europe, and it really just shows how much fans at a time of crisis are ready to help people, no matter to what degree. It's quite inspiring, really.
Thank you, Luke. So we go to Fabian. Social value of football at a time of crisis.
Yeah, so maybe as you guys heard, we had a bigger political debate about how to start football again and all the outcome of that. And I think so one value was that our club could made a very good point in we shouldn't put the business interests above the health of people. So there, even if we do join now in the competition, there was a huge debate. Is it with, should we do it with fans or supporters or without, and all that stuff. So that's one point. And then I think what I recognized from the point of our club, the football kept the community together, and we said the people set up a lot of solidarity to each other. For example, the ultras of our club, they opened a shower for homeless people, they went shopping for older people and all that stuff. And everybody was at home, but you could still feel in our district that there is our club, we are all St. Pauli. And I heard that from a lot of other clubs, so that was really cool. And the third thing is that and it's linked to that the football could offer a lot of organized people. There was a structure, and that helped people a lot to come through Corona, and they could rely on that. And let's say they were connected on Twitter and all that stuff. So there was already community and nothing fell apart. So that's basically what I could say to that.
Great, that sounds fantastic. And over to Jonathan with the same question.
I think the value of football clubs in a lot of cases goes well beyond the 90 minutes on a Saturday. And I think that's really important to remember. On one hand, I think a lot of our fans are missing having a game to go to on a Saturday afternoon. And it's not just the 90 minutes on the pitch, it's what the club represents. And I think especially with fan-owned clubs, a lot of people just I think the sort of idea that you have a meaningful relationship with a football club can be very much enhanced with a fan-owned club. You are the club, you have a say, you have a vote, you can have a sort of role in the club that you can't in a lot of other structures. And I think people are missing the sort of social connection and so on. And one thing that we've been trying to do a number of different things during the lockdown. On one hand, we've tried to work with our local NHS charity in North Wales, Our Last, to support some of the things they're doing. Our players and coaches have been very good at supporting that sort of thing. as well. And at the same time, we've tried to kind of keep things ticking over with things that we've been doing on social media and on the website, kind of looking back at moments of our first season, just to, in some ways, it's maybe a bit kind of trivial on one level, but if